It's not that we're all petty, but photographers definitely fight the wrong battles, especially when we're first starting out. So in this video, I want to go over a few of those petty little fights that you're probably going to end up losing and will only benefit you if you leave them in the past right now. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Sergio and I'm a commercial photographer here in Victoria, BC, and I've worked for exposure for my entire career. There are some things in photography that you just have to accept and you have to take them as they come. My exposure doesn't pay the bills. I need money to run my business. Plot twist, you need exposure to pay for your business. Now I know if you're looking at this from a week-to-week basis, that exposure isn't doing much for you. But after shooting for 10, 12, 15 years, you realize that that exposure is the only reason you're still getting bookings. People need to see your stuff and people need to discover your stuff every single day, constantly, forever. If you want to make a freelance career or a freelance job your career, you need new customers and new eyes on your stuff constantly. It's not by having a couple of your friends notice you and enjoy your stuff that you can actually create this long-lasting career. If someone likes your stuff enough that they want to work with you, even if they don't have the budget, maybe finding a time in your year where you can actually work with them will be much more beneficial than just being like, no, I don't do this. Think of the things that they can offer you. If they can't offer you money, maybe work for something that, like a gift card or some kind of work towards this relationship between you and that customer. But don't just shy off all of the inquiries that come your way because you're like, I was supposed to make $75 and they only wanted to pay me $38 and there's no way I'm going to be doing that. I have morals. I have integrity. Enjoy the fact that you have a camera in your hands. And yes, I realize that maybe not this video that came out just before, maybe it's next week's video, but I have a video coming out on raising your rates. But at the end of the day, working for exposure is the reason you'll be able to raise your rates. It'll give you the experience that you wouldn't otherwise have. If you're stuck on only shooting this one type of thing or this one type of client that wants to book with you and someone in a different niche comes in and don't have the money for it or doesn't have like the appropriate, doesn't understand what it is that you bring to your photo shoots, saying yes to more jobs, accepting more clients, even if they're just paying you in exposure, will down the line usually be a benefit to your career. Stop trying to think about your career as this like race to next week. You're not trying to get paid on Thursday. You're trying to get paid for the next 40 years. So think about that exposure. Think about who knows who, and think about the fact, you know what, that's a good point. Think about the fact that I'm always complaining about, it's always who you know. It's always who you know. Every job is always because they were friends with this or they were cousins of this and that and the other. So build that network. Don't just complain about it, but build it and create it for yourself. That starts with exposure. That starts with doing a favor for someone. Then they're in your pocket. Then you can get something from them. So just taking your head out of your ass for a little bit and just realizing that, photography is kind of fun. And every now and then I can do a shoot for a little bit less. If I can do a couple shoots that pay me a lot more, well, they will pay for the shoots that pay a lot less. And if that less is zero and it's just exposure, then so be it. Don't try to turn like a $50 shoot or a favor for someone into a way to make money. Focus that energy on like the big high-paying shoots that the exposure from that smaller thing will get you. When a friend of yours books, you don't want to like charge them your normal or your full rate, let's say. But when their friend books with you and they don't know who you are, there's no like direct link, that's when you can be like, oh, actually it's this much, or actually it's that much. And the more and more you do that, the further that branch is from you, the more you can charge and the less you need to feel like you're doing anybody a favor. This is a completely random person that you don't know, this business that you don't know, they need a service from you, you can charge whatever it is that you want. But doing the work for exposure for those small friends, those people that you know, the businesses that you go and shop at every day, by doing things like that, you'll skyrocket your career. Because you're not just worrying about trying to make an extra $50, you're just trying to grow your business. And maybe this year it won't work, but next year it probably will. When we're first starting out and we spend all of this time understanding, learning, and just grading our images, and we spend, it's like 2:30 in the morning and we're faces up to the laptop and we're like changing the magenta shift from +3 to -2 to plus one, and oh, there we go. That's the one it should be. All to just wake up the next morning with your pictures with a different filter on them on Instagram, and you're like, oh my goodness, what happened? You can't do this, and you're not allowed to do this. I spent hours and years learning and blah, 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 blah. You just got to let that go. If people are paying you for your images and they, even if they're licensing them at a certain point, just let them do whatever it is they want with it. I understand that sometimes it's not going to make them it's not going to show them in their best light. But if you just own the images, you can always use them yourself and show them in the best light that you want to. If someone is happy enough to use your images, even if they slap a filter on it or they crop it weirdly or they do like something that you wouldn't have done with it, don't cry over that spilt milk. Don't die over that hill, because it's just more important that they're happy with the image and willing to use them. I know they might like, oh, why is it cold? Why is it black and white? Why is it square cropped? All of these things. Like, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Just let it be. You can explain to the client maybe in the future if that's something you specifically don't want. You can maybe have it in your clauses. But going back to a client after you haven't told them that, hey, don't do this, and then being like, oh, why did you do this? Like, they don't know these things, okay? They're not doing it out of any malicious intent. Just don't die on that hill. It'll be much more beneficial to you if you just focus that energy on your next shoot and maybe telling them not to do it than trying to like get something out of a past client. A beginner battle that always seems to happen is getting mad that people aren't tagging you in their work. And that's something that has happened my entire career and will continue to happen forever because it doesn't matter. Sure, sometimes if there's a clause, like if you're like, hey, like we're doing this as an exchange of like, can you give me some exposure? At the very least, please tag me. But for the most part, like if you're getting paid as a photographer, if someone paid for your images, they're paying to not tag you. They can do whatever it is that they want. If they do tag you, great. Thank you so much. I will take it. But I'm not going to be like, you have to tag me. You have to do this or else it's not cool. Like, do you think the billboard has my name on it? Do you think any photographer who's ever shot images that are on a billboard right now have their name attached to it? No. Like, that's the point of this commercial business. People pay you for your images and they get to use them. Okay? Like, that's okay. You know, sometimes you will get the credit and sometimes people will be like, oh, that's the person that did that. Like, great, awesome. But just be happy that they're willing to use your stuff. If someone wants to work with you because that image is that great, trust me, they will find out who shot it. Your clients, the people that have worked with you, don't owe you anything. They already paid you. If you feel like that wasn't enough, then maybe charge a little bit more. Maybe wait till the Raise Your Rates video. I'll tell you how and why. But yeah, for the most part, just like understand that it's okay if they don't tag you. It's okay if they put a filter on your images, if they recrop something, if they change the way that, you know, whatever it is that you gave them, it looks different by the time they present them. It's fine. It's not going to hurt your bottom line, and it's probably even hindering your progress if you go back and try to like make something out of that. These are all little petty battles that I've personally had as well, so don't feel like I'm like saying like, oh, that's so silly of you to be able to think that way. Like I've thought that way a lot as well. So it's just part of the game and something that we should probably just leave in the past as quickly as you can. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe leave a like on your way out. Subscribe if you're new here. I'll see you guys in a couple days. Later.